You started from? Where you from?
I'm from California, Bay Area. My grandma, she's from Athens, so that's how we ended up out
Okay.
here. But I was born in D.C. technically. My parents they went to Howard, so they had me when I was out there, and then we moved back to California when I was about like 1.5 to San Jose, and I was there till about 4.5. Then we moved to Malaysia. We were out there for some years.
Mm.
Came back to California. It was in this place, a valley called Patterson. It's kind of like Athens to the city. It's like the Bay Area. Then like we moved back up to San Jose, and then from San Jose, my mom and them they moved out here. So that's
Okay.
kind of like a little
Well,
short
yeah,
rundown
like
of
a
the
little
movement.
tour.
Yeah, a little tour, just the movement, the migration.
All right. How's San
Yeah,
Jose?
San Jose is cool. It's a cool vibe out there. Different than out here, but it's smooth. It's smooth. Yeah.
Food dope.
Food's good. Yeah, San Jose is good.
You like the food
With the
here?
food out there, from where
What about food out here?
food out here is good. I ain't gonna lie. When I first moved out here, though, it was a lot slower, bro.
Mm.
Like that's one thing. That's one
I
thing I
get it.
definitely noticed. I'm like, bro, like it just felt like, just the lifestyle was just way more slower. Just I guess not technology, but just the way of life felt a lot slower. And then the accents too, bro. I thought,
All right.
man, there's one time like my siblings they went to Clark Central, and one time my sister she had a basketball game, and there was one dude I don't know what his name was, but he was just like mumbling like. Next thing you know, the
Wow.
dude just handed him a coke. I was like,
Right. Pass you your coat.
but I think he had some speech impediment, but like everyone knew what he was saying.
Mm.
But then after a while, I started to understand what he was saying once I got to catch on to the lingo. I was like,
Right.
oh dang, it's crazy. Like how
It's
your
like
brain is
South Park.
adjusted. Yeah,
Y'all just speak crazy. You gotta
it's definitely a
understand.
different lingo for sure. Yeah,
Right. No, Atlanta got the lingo that I'm like,
facts.
whoa, okay, all right,
That was crazy. Yeah, coming from out here and out there. Yeah, that
for
is
sure. So, what got you into music?
music, man. Like I feel like I ain't gonna lie. I grew up. I never thought I would be a musician for real. I was pursuing to be a soccer player, and I've always been around music though.
Mm.
Like my dad, like he messed around with it a little bit, but my family, we got some decent amount of musicians in the family. My mom's side, like my grandpa, like he had a whole church and everything too. Like so, you
True.
know, music was in the family, but it was never like something my immediate family kind of like did for real. My dad, he's like a more entrepreneur. Mom, same, she's in that similar spirit. But that's how we ended up in Malaysia. Like my dad, he went there for a business project,
Oh
liked it.
wow.
We moved out there, and so we played. That's why I got introduced to soccer, and like that was my whole thing. Like I fell in love with that, and
Hmm.
I was pushing for that till about like I would say what like 2.5 years ago. Um, I don't know. It's kind of hitting like a little bit of a crossroads. Like out here, the system's a lot different than in Europe to try to get into the
Mm.
league. And it's more like everything you got networking and stuff like that. And the agent I
Yeah.
was with, I couldn't get like I wasn't getting no trials for real. Just really any opportunities. But then I just also felt myself as a person. I wasn't growing for me because I'm just training. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Just pushing for this to get an opinion from a coach to be like, yeah, you can play on the team. Like I was like, wait, what am I doing? So.
Kind of. Did you feel like they were telling you one thing and then?
And that's it wasn't that. I think it was just I don't know. It's so many different, being the first generation playing soccer in my family too, trying to figure out navigate that space.
Okay.
There was a lot of learning curve there, and how to, like if I knew how to maneuver now, like what I know now, I feel like the route would
Yeah.
have been a lot more easier, like
Hmm.
in terms of like seeing what was important. But
Right.
you didn't know then because you're figuring it out. Like I just wanted to go to play in Europe and sign,
Right.
and go ball out, and that was my whole thing. Like, but I could have really, if I wanted to take it back now, like maybe to adjust, I probably just would have went to a D1 school, played,
Right.
got to like the MLS, and then like work and move from there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than like
Playing out of the country.
with no real like I didn't have no real connect. I was trying to go out there and get on the team, but it wasn't like no real kind of transfer. Which ultimately it still was a great experience though. I got to travel the world, play ball. You know what I'm saying? Do those type
Right.
of things and like
And it teaches you stuff.
facts. And but a lot of
Being
what I
an
learned,
athlete
yeah,
teaches you a lot about teamwork.
yeah.
And,
So a lot of that aspect of now knowing how to network and travel, I tie that into music now. So like
Yeah.
now that's how I kind of can move how I'm moving now because I've experienced it on a level of trying just pushing to go pro. So it's like it's the same thing, just a different field. People you gotta know what's really important. You know what I'm saying? Like doing the groundwork. And I think with football, that I'm having a more wisdom on with this journey now is with football. I was always just worried about the next. Like I'm trying to get to the league. What's the next? instead of really kind of like being present on the team I was at and like really just watering your garden for me and just so you can reap all the benefits of that rather than like always trying to get to the next garden. So like with this music, it's like that's where I'm at right now. When I see it, the city Athens, it's like, okay, let me water this before I decide to just go in and dip. Like if I can't water this, I'm not gonna be able to water more land for me. So
it's definitely like being grateful for what you can take from something.
Yeah.
Because like growing up, as tall as I am, playing football, wasn't the best football player, and I think for me, I wasn't really focused on the league side of it. I was actually more in the flow of what it was in the moment.
Word.
And I think I probably like made a lot more relationships and actually felt like being a team that we lost and facing failure and like having to get back up and do it again.
Yeah, that's
so
a lot right there.
Things like that. Like I like football to the extent of entertainment, but it kind of helped me shift into like finding what worked for me. And I think like with you, like you just started with the sports and you learn what you learn, and now you, as you say, you take it on into your music. So
100%.
Like, let's go into the music a bit. What was your like first like project or like really like first creation?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, cause like of course growing up like we mess around like rap like freestyle and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was when I first got back from Europe. My little brother, he came back. He's like, we're driving. I forgot where we were driving to. It was a night drive, and he was like, "Oh, I made something." And I'm like, "What?" So he was up playing some music. I'm like, "Wait, what?" It was him and his boy Rolando. His name was Glocky.
Not Glocky.
His name was Glocky, but anyways, the song was hard though. They were doing that, and I was like, "Damn!" Like I was like, "Where'd you record that at?" He was like, "Oh, at the crib, just with the headphones and the laptop."
Yeah.
Garage band. So I was like, "Dang!" So that's when I made my first record on. Like when I first came back, he introduced me to it for real. Like, and then from there, I kind of just, I still didn't do anything with it for a couple of years because I was just focused on ball. And then 2021, this one I was kind of like just diving into to see. I dropped a project called Manifest, and that's how like the brand I Manifest came about. Because through that project, I wanted to create some merch, and so I was like, but Manifest was kind of generic, just a word. So that's why the I Manifest, so I put the I on there.
Okay.
And it represents as like you're the key to bringing your vision to life.
What was like the moment that you was like, oh, I want to name this Manifest? Like what led
the EP? If you look at the cover, it really looks like I was on the brink of embodying this journey for real. Like, and it was like, all right, putting my all and my everyday into football and like not reaching a certain level that I wanted to, it's like, are you gonna take another risk and do something again? Like, it's so I was on the fence, but I was like, oh no, like I know I can do it, but like, or like I feel like people are telling me like, yo, you got the aura for it and you got the music, like you can probably do something with this. And I'm like, still, I'm just like, I'm not really clocking it for real, but I'm the type of person, if I really commit to it, I'm gonna go. So Manifest was just something, it was quarantine, bro. Like quarantine, shit going on. We just recorded, me, my brothers, using my mom. It was one of the best times recording too, because just being in my mom's garage, like with my older brother, my other younger brother, Muhammad, like we're just cooking up, catching vibes. And that's really how I kind of cooked up the Manifest EP, was just that collage of just that quarantine time of just recording, you know what I'm saying? And that was the whole process
you were out here?
Yeah, I was in Athens.
Wow, quarantine in Athens was different.
Yeah, we had nothing going on. Like, me and my bros, we would have got like a warehouse job, like, it was like in Brazeltons or like Carriers or something.
Okay, yeah.
Bro, we were just, cause like, we might as well get some money and just, we were just recording, and that's all we was doing. And
True.
That's really how the project kind of came about, but I still was on ball though. So I released it, but I was still really heavily on ball. But then it wasn't until one day I was like, I wanted to do a show, you feel me? And I was going around town, nobody trying to let me on the show, like go do this for, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna throw my own show. Like,
okay, where was it at?
It's at Livewire. Yeah, it was the first show at Livewire. Yeah, so
okay.
It was a good show too, but like I learned a lot from that. But even within that helped me bypass a lot of stuff in town. But so through that process of throwing that show, I seen like the next day though, I was like, damn, I still don't really got that many fans. Even though we sold 176 tickets, like it was a great show too. Like I got it on YouTube, like I got the recap and everything. Like, but they still was like, oh, because I was out there hustling. Like
Yeah.
yo, y'all, I got a show. I'm doing a show.
Getting
Like, here are all my little homies.
So
and
let me
like,
ask you that. Like, where was some of the places you had to go pass out? Like,
man, okay, now break it down even before a little bit. Like before I even dropped any music, I remember I was like, all right, if I'm gonna take this music, I had to kind of do like a test for me. So I was like, I didn't have no music out, but I was like, let me go and just test and play it for people and see what they say. You know what I'm saying? So that's I remember going around campus and like, yo, would you put this on your playlist? And then people were like, yeah, I'll put it. Where can I find it? I'm like, oh, damn, I ain't even put it out. So I was like, damn. So that led to the next thing of like, okay, me putting out the project so then I can start promoting to see if I can. And then one day, me and my girl Alyssa, we in a crib, we chilling. And I was like, I want to throw a show. And my mom, she just come knocking on the door, right? I was getting a visit. She gonna drop something on. She's like, I'm talking to Livewire right now about doing a release party for like your EP or your project manifest. It was so left field because I didn't talk to my mom about that. She just came in like, I'm like, what do you mean? Like she's trying to surprise me on like for I was like, Mom, okay, we're gonna do that. Let's just do a show. Like that's kind of you know what I'm saying?
Not just a release party.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
let's just throw a show. You know what I'm saying? But that was God, I felt like right there, alignment
awesome.
for me. So then I was just like, all right, boom. Next thing you know, it was happening, and then just like one thing led to another, and like Dare to Dream. So that's where the name came from, the Dare to Dream show, because it was just like back in football. There's a footballer named Zlatan, and he had like this kind of concept with Nike. It was like dare for me, like just dare to be great and stuff like so. Like I kind of got the inspo from my memory went to like Dare to Dream, like all right, like you know what I'm saying. So that was the whole concept. It was a great show, man. Putting that on, I learned a lot. But through that whole process, all the energy I exerted doing that, I realized it was like, it wasn't until the second show I did. After I did the second Dare to Dream show, that's when I realized, like, okay, I got to exert this energy in a different space of like really building community and a fan base. So like, I don't have to put as much energy into like having to get people to come, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're kind of biting off more than you can chew because you don't really have that big of a fan base yet. So it's just like, you know, you could still go out and get people to come, but like I'd rather just focus on the music, promoting the music, and let that, and then go with that hustle. And the next time when the momentum's there, like maybe do more intimate shows now. I can go start off at like, you know, I definitely can get like 40, 50 people to come out now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, let's get a small venue, pipe that out, do a little intimate show, and then like use that momentum to keep building it.
Right. So tell me, like so far, how do you feel that engagement has been received? Like in what you're doing, as you said, you got 50 people that'll come out.
Yeah.
These are who are some of these people in regards of just like, how did you meet them? How did you get them to come, and how did you build those relationships?
Man, all through, yeah, it's crazy because like all through, like, I mean, of course there's the nuances of like certain folks who come through new to just music, but in the beginning it was just off the strength of just who I kind of knew, but I didn't really know that many people for like, I was big in the football community, so like I tell the homies there who I knew there, and then I started kind of dabbling into some music. So I met a couple different artists like Guess, I don't even know Nick Capri from Greensboro, like. There's a couple guys who I started kind of with them, but they kind of like, and Nick is still making music, but he's not really like on it right now. Like, you know, just going through life stuff in the moment, him just figuring things out. So, but whenever he has timeless music, so whenever he decides to drop, you know, he definitely can do his thing. But yeah, starting off with that kind of crew, it just went from there. Like, kind of just first thing I did was just try to build relationships. You know what I'm saying? That was like, okay, who we need? DJs. I definitely need to know some DJs. So I remember I pull up on like Sublime. He was at Cloud. Like, you know, I would go there. I seen Henny. I was at this, you know, this hip hop awards. He was DJing at Paloma right next door. And I was like, damn, let me go over there. So it's like, I was like, yo, what's up, Henny? Like, I was like, hey, yo, I'm an artist in town. Like, I'm just trying to get in touch with DJs. Like, would you mind, like, you know, exchanging contacts? Like, you know, I can send you some music. He like, you want to perform something right now? You got something to perform? It was like no one was there, but so you know, he had full range. And then, but that was our first interaction. And like, man, like next thing you know, like I did my little performance, and then he was like, hey, yo, come to my frat party like next week. So he brought me to his frat party. We turned up in there, and it was like, what the hell? Like it happened so kind of quickly, but. At the end of the day, these are people that are already there, already turned up, so not your fans. But it still was a great experience of like how I started locking in with key people though. And then there was one fall, man, this was when like DJ, I don't know, DJ Symphony, but like when he was out here, that era, where it was him, Symphony, Henny, another dude named Tyler, he goes like Seven Wolf, I don't know. He be in the Cloud. I don't know, okay, you may not know him, but there was one winter, I was, because they're like, that boy Symphony was DJing every night, and like the whole crew, so they had like this whole thing that they just go mob out. bro, I was with them for like one winter, just like all of like November, December, we were just out, and I was building my relationships though, like, because through them I was meeting like the different owners, or like, then I started just working my move. That's how I got tight with Cloud, because I was with them damn near like every night.
Jason, he works with
That sounds familiar.
Downtown Development Authority. He also has like a bar, or not a bar, but an actual liquor store, like right across the street from the courthouse.
Oh no.
He spent a lot of time. He brought Big Boy.
Okay.
To Athens. You know, that's one of the things now that I feel like we missing out on some of these music moments. Is that like there's so much, there's a big audience here, but
but you got to take I think, but it has to take the right person, like you said, see, and then also that person has to be at a space to draw in. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like I'm at the position where I see it, but I'm also at the position where I'm also seeing like, all right, let me build up to that so I can. Right. But it's there though. It's like seeing like, okay, but now you have to live it and like bring it to life for real. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy in the mind to be like,
what are probably like okay, you got your feet wet in it, you dropped the project. Yeah. Like what's the next part of it?
So then I wasn't even like, then I was like, all right, performing a little bit, but just figuring it out. Like I was like, okay, I'm finna commit to this. And then from there, it was just like figuring out how to, because knowing my family, you know what I'm saying, pushing that I know immediately that's like can guide me. You know, same with football. It's like figuring this thing out in a way again. Like,
so now you done made the complete shift. No more.
Yeah. Ball. So it was I had to go through translating my followers. So like everyone knew me as footballer. Like that whole process. And honestly, like I feel like all that grind, I feel like now it's like I'm starting to feel some momentum. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, you know, so
I had to invest in it for a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like now like people are starting to like, oh, okay, like they're starting. I can feel it now. Where before it took a while to like translate it in like the consistency of the music though. That was also a big thing too of like, people like, Ja, like he really an artist for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I had to be consistent, and you know what I'm saying? And just, so right now everything's kind of aligning on the back end of the team of like, okay, I'm knowing, you know, these different components, but I made a big component with my boy Obi. It was like a big connect of just locking in with, because he be on like more the business side. So like now we're actually plotting behind the scenes, doing a lot of behind the scenes work, you know what I'm saying? To position a push, because everything behind it, as you notice, you've been behind the scenes with a lot of bigger artists. It's not just popping out, bro. Like, you know, it's behind, there's a lot of shit goes on behind the scenes before people even see, you know what I'm saying? That's what is the part that's never gonna, that doesn't need to be spoke about, but you have to do it though. You know, I feel like to get there.
It's sometimes called doing your homework, eating your vegetables.
Exactly. You don't get praised for that, but it benefits you though. But it benefits you though. You doing your homework and eating your greens benefits you. So
and sometimes
like,
people don't get it because like even as like artists, sometimes you're not gonna get paid for something. You have to build the reputation.
Facts.
You have to get your feet wet. You got to mess up. You got to get somebody to chew you out and figure it out. And I just think in the realm of content and what we see, and as you go back, you're like, how can I get 50 people? Because you can get 50 people to like your post.
Facts.
You know, it's like, how do you get
50 people to come? Yeah, that's a different story. And it's like, I think you have to add value for me. You gotta the only way you do that is just by genuinely just connecting with that person. Like, that's how you do it. Is there's some type of connection between you and this person that's literally the ultimatum right there. Like, if you don't have a connection, then no one's gonna come out for what? You know what I'm saying? But
it's funny, like you have to kind of identify yourself. Like if it's I know Pastor Troy, like he had that song, "We Ready," and it's like, all right, sorry, ain't no play in GA. And it's creating some art that, you know, once again, it resonates with the people. I don't think Troy might have been trying to really show people. I think at the time in music, people were trying to show people what Atlanta had to say. Yeah. You know,
but that's why it hit. Now, it was tied into the culture of that time of like, we're ready. Like the whole city was ready. You know what I'm saying? And like it made sense where it's like it goes up. But that's what I'm feeling like how Sikkim is kind of, you know.
Yeah, tell them, listen, go ahead.
Yeah, so
got a new track coming out.
Man, yeah. Actually the track's out now. So by the time y'all watching this, the track definitely gonna be out. Sikkim, I feel like it's a vibe for Athens itself. Like, you know, being here, and I call it the mini Mecca in a way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people come here and then they take their life to a different level. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's from here per se, of just like but all the football players changing their life, coming here, you know what I'm saying? Different people in the music business coming here, but there's so many different people, actors, like
just
politicians.
like ways Atlanta is an international city.
Yeah.
Athens is definitely an international. There's an international reach
Facts.
that the city has that I feel like develop the market can get
Yeah.
how people need to actually build something in this space
100%.
and to build a career. Like you're not just making something that is for. I mean, yeah, you make music for everybody, but you want to make something for the person right next to you. Like
Yeah.
y'all experience and relate to more things because you're right next to each other.
Yeah.
So,
And I think my music, I mean, this is more like I said, an anthem for the city, but my main, I had an objective, something for the city, but my main music, like, if I'm categorizing my vibe, like, I have 3 different modes. I have an energetic side, a player side, and like a heartfelt side. But like my music, I like to call like heartfelt bounce. That makes sense. Like that's what I call like my vibe, like heartfelt bounce, where you're gonna connect with it because it's just the day to day in terms of just like real interactions that are going on. But if you're someone who's pushing for something in life and kind of going through that journey of even just trying to just better yourself, like you're gonna relate to what I'm saying because I'm doing that. And what I'm doing, it's not necessarily that we're in the same field, but it's just the energy of what that is. It's the same across the board. Right. So if you're pushing to be the best you can be in your world, and I'm doing the same things, like when I speak, you're gonna resonate with it because I'm coming from the same frequency you are. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing even with your work. It's like I can look at it and be like, bro, I see you. You know what I'm saying? For real, because you be on the same frequency of what you're putting out. Like you putting your soul into it, so I can feel it. So it's like you gonna connect with me. Though you can tell you can connect with me or not, because like, damn, okay, I can feel Sajaad, and clearly there's some type of, like I said, connection there. But that's because we on similar frequency in our own world, though. But the frequency is the same channel, though.
Everybody's like heading up their own stuff, and
exactly.
What I kind of see is like there are some people that they see you and they're like, hey, like we got something that we can do, and I think what I kind of learned is like you can't take it personal when there are people that don't want to.
Yeah,
like that's probably everybody's biggest dream is like I want everybody to support me.
But you see it though, but not everyone else gonna see it though, and it's like that comes with the territory. But I feel like it's just a lot of courting going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like you gotta kind of see if you work with this person. You're not gonna work with everybody, and the feng shui might not always be there, but you still can try. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when we start to see, okay, like maybe he got more developing to do still, and you start to see like, okay, maybe there's timing where it's like. You might not have the time to help him develop, but he still got to be on do his thing though. So when that time does come though, it's like, all right, we can work. Yeah. That's what you start to see now. Even though I can touch you right now, that don't mean we on the same level. You know what I'm saying? It's like that don't mean I can go, pick up a camera and be as fly as you right now.
Gotta go do your homework.
Exactly. I gotta go put my reps in. So
yeah, that's definitely. I had Mannion had told me one time. He was like, if it ain't really copacetic at the time, he was like, just leave it open ended. Leave it for open interpretation for them to, hey, like I want to come back and do like he's like never really press anything too hard to where it's like I don't never want to be around that person no more. And I think at some points you kind of feel like I'm only accepting this kind of frequency. But I've learned, man, you gotta kind of. You kind of got to work in between all the edges.
Facts. Facts.
And because if you're not playing the whole playing field.
Facts. Yeah.
Anyway.
Facts. I'm saying like that's so true, bro.
Just going back to what Athens like looks like and represents in that international space. I think that with what like the university is becoming and what the city is like looking at, there might be a space for us to get some of these people. In the same room and having a bigger discussion of like, what's the culture? What can people see out here? So from your perspective, like you're not from Athens, you done got out here now. Like, what do you think the culture is between people out here that like outside looking in people don't really see?
Yeah, well, to me, there's a bunch of different cultures all in this melting pot, so many different pockets, you know what I'm saying, of Athens that make Athens a whole, that every individual in Athens may not even realize there's a opposite spectrum to the world in Athens. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people who are in the hood who don't understand what a college party is on Millage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's niggas on Millage who never understand there's shooting that's going on the east side with these youngsters. I mean, like, they ain't never gonna know that. You know what I'm saying? But I think the beauty of, like, my positioning is, like, like you said, you kind of on every spectrum. Like, you get to see it. I think that's the benefit of being black, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even for yourself in these rooms, like you said, you in these different rooms with these millionaires, but when you become a millionaire, there's going to be a certain level of frequency that they won't be able to comprehend because they don't have your experience, but you can, you know what I'm saying? But you can experience their stuff because it's like,
you're just looking at them face the problems.
Yeah, but you're also of that, but you also come from, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, boom, now you're like this even more expansive being in a way where it's like like you said, how we said, you kind of be at the spectrum, like you've experienced so many different emotions that a lot of people may not have to experience in life, you know what I'm saying, by being Black. So that's the advantage that we can that we have in terms of, like, all of us don't come from struggle, feel me? Like, all of us don't. But at the same time, like, where I'm at now is like, I'm seeing, you know, homies who well off, I'm seeing homies who are struggling, like, you know what I'm saying? And within that, I'm doing my own thing of figuring out this life myself, you know what I'm saying? Some days are up, some days are down, but at the end of the day, like, I never really been kind of so hype on money. Like, I'm more of, like I said, a dreamer, but like, that's why my whole brand, I manifest. It's just like every day we manifesting, and like, just that keeps me alive. That's purpose for me. Like, what do I genuinely enjoy? Gosh.
So,
okay.
But
makes sense.
We're gonna get there one day, you know?
Yeah, facts. It's on the way.
Manifesting.
The manifest way, you did.
So yeah, bro, I think, you know, after you kind of got your feet wet, like, we kind of see some of the things that's been going on, like, just out here in the entertainment space. We got the new movie studio, we got the Athens Ford Arena coming, and some of the things that I've seen is like, you know, the Urban Outfitters with Quavo show. Like, that seems like, you know, the industry, the entertainment side of this, there is a bigger ecosystem that's being created, it looks like. You know, and it's like, how do you feel like as an artist, how do you see yourself breaking into that?
I think by just creating the demand. You know what I'm saying? Your demand's there, the doors are open. Like, everybody's, like you said, it's a business. Like, everybody's about making money. How you make money? By people bringing people out.
Talent.
So, you know what I'm saying? But your talent, but also like that people want to come see. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people who are so talented, but you know what I'm saying? No one knows they exist. So it's like, at the end of the day, I think as an artist, if I'm just gonna make it at any capacity, it's just about building my leverage. How do you have leverage? By having actual supporters, you know what I'm saying? So that's where just my focus is at right now. And I think those things are exciting because it shows like, okay, boom, like, there could be bigger acts coming into town too, though, like in the near future in my genre, or that might want a hip hop, but it's my name's buzzing in the city, like, that would be a first to ring, like, oh, we want y'all to come out. If I'm not even there yet, you know, just to sell it out myself, it's like stepping stones. But my thing, I'm gonna start off like, I need to start like kind of knocking out some small venues. I feel like myself, like just on my own. And then
I think 40 Watt has something right now where it's like a rock the mic kind of thing where they letting.
Oh, I'm not even thinking now. I'm thinking more like actually just putting on my own show for like mainly like really just kind of cultivating the experience. Like, but even if I do like a smaller space like Nucci, sell that out myself. You know what I'm saying? And then like boom, all right, I might go to Livewire next, and then sell that out fully myself. Boom. And then go to the next one that then you can like, the demand's there. But if you trying to go Drake, you go to 40 Watt yourself, it's like, bro, that's a big room to fill. Like, well, there's no point. You might as well get a small room, create the moment, curate the vibe, create the energy, record that, put that online for that to go and live. But you're really getting momentum in real life. But online, that also translates to just more of social proof.
Bringing an invitation.
Yeah, social proof of like, oh, damn, these people are rocking out the show. Like, I got to go to the next one.
I mean, they said they saw Trey Young at Cloud. And it's just
like what? Like, what was he doing there? But you know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? The city of Athens, you know, it's a land of the 706. You got some hustle, staying your ground. You might get you a chip.
I forgot. It was definitely last year because I was working on a film. But Denzel Washington and his son and Samuel L. Jackson was out here filming a movie over here in in the States. Yeah, right here behind us.
You wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't have known it because it seemed like only
they gonna know
in the film. And
if you know though. Like, this, and that's the beauty about like just the world we live in. Depending on what world you're in, like, it's a whole nother experience going on.
It's
right
a walk away too sometimes.
I know what I'm saying. That's the beauty of it. It's like we're all physically, yes, I'm physically right here with you, but your realm of world is you in a different realm. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a different realm.
Right.
In the same place.
Right.
You know, and I think that's
why
the
you gotta
beauty.
Go places where you might not.
Even there though, it's the same thing. You know, like, it's all of it's the same around the world. Like, when we go to Italy, you know what I'm saying? we're on tour in Italy, right? We're gonna get some coffee. There's a dude who probably go get a coffee every day. You know what I'm saying? And we're physically in the same spot. But this particular spot, we're having two totally different experiences and connections to this spot because one person's been there their whole life and one person just getting it for the first time. Right. And it's just like, that's the beauty of life, of like having those conversations of like, damn, what do you see? Or like, what do I see? Like, oh, damn, I see the same thing. Or damn, I didn't know that was going on over there. Like,
exactly.
You know?
And I think that's what brings such like I know students that listen to Linkin Park.
Yeah.
But they also turn around and listen to 21 Savage.
Nice.
You know, and it's like, okay, great. And you're from Nashville or you're from Arizona or you're from
100. And
you see how these different perspectives kind of overlap. There are some places where it clashes, but I feel like culturally Athens has been a place where, you know, those transgressions, I mean, you've seen a lot of what happened with the Latino community and what happened there. Like the city has taken a vibe check, if you would say, to make sure that just it's not just how the world is perceived these topics. It's like, hey, we were right here with each other. Like, we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I think,
speaking of communities,
I think on the music side, and just to relate that, like I think on the music side, it used to be like, at least from what I'm hearing from the Barbies and Montus and things like that, is that like it's been hard and there's really not been a cultural shift out here for things, and people have been having to kind of get in the mud and figure it out and say, hey, like this is here, we gotta address it. You know? Yeah,
I think like you just gotta be that certain individual, like you said, to be that medium though, to like. And I think that's where I fit in, where like I'm in these different spaces, but I'm respected in all my spaces though, because I'm just me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, I'm the type, if I throw a show, like, just say, okay, the momentum there, boom. I can bring someone from this side of the world and from that side of the world, but they both don't know they're even on similar frequencies for the whole show, and like put them together and it's like,
now they friends.
Boom, yeah. But it's not that I did anything special. I just put the same frequency from different areas in the room, and it's gonna naturally do what it does. So I think that I just don't think there has been someone to connect all the spaces yet, because there's been people like in this space, but when you know, they ain't really fucking with you for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I think
and sometimes it just takes, I think, you know, it takes a lot of people stepping up and stepping out. Like
that too.
How you do things traditionally with social media and all that stuff. Sometimes you got to do it differently, and people do treat you differently off of the followers, the likes, and all that stuff. But I think that there's like a legitimate space now here to create something authentic, because what the university is, the space that's been created, it seems like, hey, if we all kind of get into this culture, there's an ecosystem here now for everybody to kind of get involved. If you look at the nonprofits work with a lot of the government and, you know, like Rashi, food distribution.
Rashi cuisine.
Yeah, so it's just like, you know, good plug. But it's a lot of different bases, from the entertainment to the nonprofit sector to the sports, UGA. And
I think it's going to take everyone in those respective realms on the similar frequency that we're on, you know what I'm saying, of that, to where now we can actually collaborate together. You know what I'm saying? You need someone elite in your field. You need an elite athlete. You need an elite businessman. You need an elite artist. You need an elite whatever teacher, someone in the those people coming together, because they're going to be the ones to be able to now have all within Athens, but different experience, as we mentioned earlier, but they're going to have some type of impact in there, and that's what's going to help shift it. I feel like it's about bringing the like-minded individuals who are in that space and want to be in that space together, and then from there it's just like, all right, you know how to build an engine, okay, I know how to work the wheels.
Tires.
I know, you know what I'm saying? I can change the oil. It's like, boom, now the car running. Because you got different people who are like hyper focused on one part, I'm trying to be in your space, bro. You come hop in the studio now. It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's some of them, bro. But you know, I think that some people do have, you know, we got to understand that shit. Some people, perfection is not gonna get us.
For sure not. For
everybody being all on their shit and everybody being the best, biggest, perfect influencer.
You can't though. That's never happened. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, so it's just like, I think a lot of the times we think, oh, he's not doing this, so I ain't really trying to. But it's like, bro, you just got to work with what you got.
Yeah.
And if you can't even make that work, you can't even really make the.
Little do you know what he got going on. He got a whole team helping him, bro. Like, they don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you looking at something that
Shout your team real quick. Who you?
Man, what, like, at the end of the day, man, shout out to the guys, though. Like, shout out to everyone who's been helping in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, those who you don't know, man, shout out to Ken. Like, he my main producer. I be locking with Sickum, just drop with Action. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Henny. Shout out to DJ Sublime. You know, shout out to everyone, man. So many people. Shout out to people at Cloud, man. Shout out to all the videographers.
And let me,
from Ken, Scotty, fucking, who else? DJ. You got Max. You got, there's so many heads, man. Right. We're on the goat right here.
Yeah, I'm dead. Appreciate that.
It's so much guests. You know what I'm saying? Jesse. Let's go.
Let's go back to Sickum. Give me a quick breakdown of just like what motivated you to create that song.
Sickum. So shout out to my boy Ashton. Like, we always wanted to damn, we gotta do something. I always wanted to make a record, like, it's a hype record. And I was like, dang, football, you know, but I want to do it the right way, not the way of like I had to immerse myself in the culture. That's why it never came about, I feel, yet until now, to where the objective with that record was really to do something for the city, but in a unique way that ties into the whole city in a whole, rather than just a sector of the city. So, man, just the other, like, it was about 2 weeks ago, like, the idea, like, Sickum, I feel like it's a saying that the whole city, it's a mindset that people get behind, you know what I'm saying? Right. There's a pride in being a Georgia, or a supporter of the Bulldogs, like the city, they got pride in that. So, you know, I just felt like that was a great kind of phrase, but to also kind of symbolize how we're talking about Athens, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they ain't fucking with Athens, Sickum, like, that mindset of, like, we got talent here, you know what I'm saying? So if they ain't us, let's rock it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we be an elite in the music realm? Like, why can't we be elite in these different realms? You gotta have that the mentality of a dog. Like, I'm in my own championship season. I'm fighting for my national championship in my realm. Right. That's a mindset. That's what Sickum kind of about. It's like everyone fighting whoever's on that frequency, you fighting the championship in your own right of like reaching your championship, what you see. So Sickum comes off of the energy of just excellence for me. Like, that's what that pride of just not being a slime. Like, you really out here working. You a dog for real. That's what like the energy from it's behind. So
dogs get to work.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, I'm gonna play a little bit off the track and go ahead and give them like a little.
All right.
Gotta get that right. Plug JBL.
Sickum. If they are up, hit them. Cussing they face on the denim. Breaking the news if we take us an L, cause they used to us winning. Don't care about no dirty. In my own race, how to turn to a boss, calling shots like I'm Curry. I'm one of them ones like I'm Jalen. Running these routes, catching these plays like I'm Smith. We get turned up in Athens. Spot me on millage, I'm with all my dogs, getting lit with the fracks. That time I'm gon' finna find me a vibe. You can catch me at Cloud, that's where I be at. Surrounded by players and entrepreneurs. I got me some homies who rich out the trap. They saying too much, too many watching. They see that we pine, they paying me buzz. Sickum. If they ain't a dog, Sickum. If they ain't a dog, Sickum. If they ain't a dog, Sickum. Sickum. If they ain't a dog, Sickum. If they ain't a dog, Sickum. If they ain't a dog, Sickum. Sickum. Really on some glow.
Yeah, that's definitely going.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, they gotta put that one out.
Yeah. Gotta get that one going.
Gotta get that one going. Tell the DJ ASAP.
What? Sir Foster. That's what we talking about. So you see this. Everyone tag Sir Foster, DJ Sir Foster. We need that.
Gotta get that one
in the stadium ASAP.
Yeah.
Come on,
tag,
man.
bro. Let them know. Get Nas, somebody up there.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
But nah, man, it was great to have you. Is there anything you want people to know as far as like what you got going on out here that they need to kind of peep or see?
Tap in with?
Yeah.
Well, definitely tap into the music. Whenever we drop this, I guess drop the links and everything in there. But tap into the music. Y'all seen this, download Sickum, add that on your playlist. Push that, use it in your content. But really, I don't know. Y'all be seeing me around because I'm about to really put my foot on the gas right now.
Coming to your schools.
Hey, if the demand homecomings, man, we really just
networking events.
Networking. You're gonna catch Jotty. We're gonna be in the mix. But I think right now, definitely just be on the lookout. I always say, like, you know what I'm saying? And just continue. If you're a dreamer out there, like the brand I Manifest is manifest your vision. For me, like at the end of the day, that's what I'm doing, and I just hope to inspire other people to do by just doing that for me. So like, if you on that frequency, we're gonna cross paths at some point and connect. So, you know, at the end of the day, I want y'all to just keep living up your dreams, manifesting your dreams for me, and enjoying life. Like, life be getting hard. I know life be kicking your ass, but hey, it's another 24 to get it for me. So like, keep your dreams alive. That's what I'm just really a bit advocate on. For real. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate
My brother. Appreciate that one. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram too, Sajaad11, and then all the links below.
Yeah,
man. Hit the links.
Put that drop.
Yeah, that way. That's hard.